I learned the basic knit stitch as a child and used it to make squares and scarves and iPod cozies and that sort of thing. I was taught by my gran, who's a really skilled and quick knitter. When we were children, she used to knit us picture jumpers that were incredible. Picture the Flintstones or ponies with little ribbon tails, and they were adorable. Fast forward 20 years and several abandoned attempts to learn to knit properly, and by properly I mean using a knitting pattern, and we're staying at home due to the pandemic. I decided that now was the best time to learn more than just the knit and purl stitch. I had several balls of this Lion brand Hometown USA in the colour Madison Mustard. It's a super chunky acrylic yarn, perfect for a beginner, as I wanted to see something come together quickly before I just abandoned the project altogether. I went on Ravelry to find patterns other people had knitted with this yarn, and found the Simple Knit Sweater by Ashleigh of Sewrella, and it was perfect. I'm a forgetful bean, so I decided to write the pattern up as tick boxes to make sure every row was counted. If you're learning to knit too, this is the step I really recommend to make sure you're on track. So now I have everything ready, needles, yarn and my pattern, so all that's left to do is knit. The jumper came together quickly. It was just rows of knit and purl, so it was easy enough to do in front of the TV or listening to a podcast, and I really grew in confidence. I already knew how to cast on, knit, purl and bind off, but with this project I learned how to shape using knit two together, I perfected my 1x1 rib stitch, and I learned to read my needles to tell the difference between knit and purl stitches. I also learned to pick up stitches for the neckline finishing, and I seamed a jumper together for the first time, although there are some small gaps, but I'm okay with that. This is my first jumper and I'm so pleased with it. I didn't intend to crop it, but I didn't make a swatch before starting, so I assume I had an issue with my gauge. However, I usually wear high-waisted skirts and trousers, so this length works well for me. I also made the neckline a little higher for more of a retro look. After building my confidence, I used the same yarn in cream to make a turtleneck cowl from the Cocktail Umbrella Cowl pattern by Jocelyn Tunney. This is a great project for a beginner using circular needles. I really loved knitting this and really felt that I'd got into the rhythm of the pattern. I also learned to purl front and back, which is how the increases are made on this piece. I wear this cowl instead of a scarf, sort of tucked into my coat during the winter months so that I don't have to deal with faffing around with the ends of a scarf blowing around in the wind and that sort of thing. Let me know your knit story in the comments and your best knits for beginners.